I want to go to Houston, Texas, and talk to. Austin, Texas, and talk to Bianca. Bianca, you are
Hey,
on the
Jesse.
air.
Hi, Jesse.
I can't hear you.
Hi. How are
Hey,
you?
Bianca, all is well. Happy
I
White History
have a
Month.
question. Happy White History Month, Jesse.
Amazing.
Thank you for that. Um, is it is a husband doing his duty when when he's told his wife he's emotionally cut off and physically cut off from her now, and he's only staying because he said he was committed, like to the marriage? Is that still a marriage?
And that's what's happening to you?
Yes.
So, your
He
question.
told me that his love for me died and he is no longer attracted to me, and for me to grow myself, and yet he wants nothing to do with me basically, but he says he's committed. He still makes breakfast and serves me coffee and helps with the girls, and yet everything else he's not looking to build anything new or anything with me. So, except business. He says we work great at business, and I honestly don't want to build a business with him. Like, after telling me that and then trying to involve our daughters, like, I just,
And you guys already have a business, or you think about starting a business?
no, we
Oh,
were about to.
oh, okay. Well, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. The business thing.
Yeah,
How do you feel
no, I
about
know.
him telling you that he's not emotionally attracted to you anymore? He doesn't want to be married to you, right? You want to stay married and provide, but that's about it.
I mean, shattered just because it's like, well, I don't understand, like, why, like, we're just roommates at this point.
Right. And how are
Like,
you
that doesn't
feeling?
make sense.
How are you feeling about that?
Frustrated because it doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you don't want anything to do with me, why are you still trying to be here?
Because he have children
And
with you, right? You said
yeah,
how many children you guys have together?
three,
Three.
three, and then he also my adopted son, or he adopted my son, so four. But he lives with the grandparents because their relationship didn't work out.
Oh, okay. How old are the children?
All of them, 14, 7, 2, and 10 months.
Okay. And so,
And this all happened because a month ago I got overwhelmed. We made the agreement this year that I would work full time. He'd stay home, take care of the kids. We're building three different businesses. I got overwhelmed. I had a meltdown, and I packed a bag and I said, I need a week. He took it as me leaving, wanting to leave. And since then, he was like, nope, you take care of yourself. You basically, do what you need to grow. And 2 weeks later, I found out that he was talking to a 19-year-old. And now he admitted, like, yeah, I was. And he was talking to her for 2 months. So even before. And I'm, while we're here at home, I'm working, doing everything and building something for us. Like, he's creating a connection with a 19-year-old in the middle of the night while he's driving Uber.
how did you find that out?
I went through his things, and I get it. I know what you say. You look for it, you're going to find it.
That's
I get
right.
it.
Why would you go through his things? You,
Because he was cut off from me, and he would not talk to me or communicate with me.
but that wasn't a reason to go through his things. You wanted more pain. That's why you did
Yeah, I guess so.
it. And so let me ask, how do you feel that he's told you all this? You feel what, or think what, and think what?
Um, I don't know. I don't, just confused.
Speak up a little bit.
Confused.
And what are you confused about?
The whole situation.
So your husband told you, I'm not going to emotionally support you anymore. I'm not going to pretend we're husband and wife, but I am going to stay here and help raise my children, right?
Yes.
Provide for the children and you, right?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm the one who's working full time, so but yes,
You work full
he'll
time,
help. Yes.
and he doesn't work full time.
Uh. Well, yeah. He drives throughout the night, and then yeah.
He drives
yeah.
trucks. You say?
No, he drives Uber.
Oh, he does. So he work and you work.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So how do you feel about what he's told you?
Broken.
Broken?
Yeah.
Meaning what?
Just like after 9 years of being married, and that is like a drop of a hat.
But this,
Like
I'm sure this is just happened overnight. You've been seeing signs of a bad relationship off and on, right? Have you?
yes.
So there have been signs. It didn't just happen overnight.
I feel like
Is that true or not?
it's true.
So why didn't you obey the signs that you have been seeing for a long time?
I didn't know what to do by that point. You were already having kids.
You didn't know what to do because you're already having kids.
Yeah, I wanted to build something and create something new.
But you were seeing signs that it wasn't going to work. Why didn't you obey the signs and stop at that point having children or anything if you saw signs?
I really don't know.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
There are always
And
signs.
now we're just here, and I'm uncomfortable. He records everything I do because it's like he thinks I'm being erratic and emotional, and so he records everything and documents everything. And yeah, I went and I created my own account. I took money from our shared accounts and I put some in my own account. And I, I feel like I need to prepare myself because he's already documenting things against me.
So you've been acting irrational beforehand?
He says yes, but
What do you say?
I'm literally I think no, I'm just trying to have a conversation and he won't.
But how long you been
He
married?
avoids it. 9
So
years.
throughout the 9 years of being married, have you been acting irrational? Off and on or at times?
Yes.
You have been acting irrational?
I mean, what does that mean?
You don't know what irrational means?
Like, how?
Have you been acting
Like when I confront him about him talking to other women, him always wanting to seek connection with other women.
and how do you know that he wanted that?
Because he's always done it, and I've always found it.
And how would you find it?
Through his stuff.
So
He would always be quiet.
So during the
about it.
9 years of being married, you've been going through his stuff to see if he was messing with other women.
Not to see if he was messing with other women. It's just things that I'd find when, I like when I found out about this 19-year-old, it was mostly because I was separating like our documents and our emails, and I found that.
But
And that's
during the
when-
9 years, you've been going through his things and finding things during the 9-year period, right?
Yes.
And so, is that rational or irrational?
Irrational, sir.
Why were you doing those things then?
Because I didn't fully trust him. He would never open up to me, and I felt like he was always gone. He was never present with
So,
me.
why did you marry a man that you felt that way about?
I don't know. I guess I thought things could change.
Is it his fault that you thought that and you married a man that you didn't trust in the beginning?
Nope.
So, who do you blame for what you're going through now?
Myself.
Have you apologized to him ever for acting irrational?
Yes, I have.
And when you apologize over the years, have you stopped doing it or do you go back to it at some point?
I go back to it.
So, what was the purpose of apologizing knowing you're going to do it again?
It's not knowing that I'm going to do it again. It's just like,
uh,
it's not like I actively want to.
why'd you do it then? Over the years, why have you apologized and then you go back to it again, then you apologize and you go back to it again? Why were you doing those things if you didn't want to do them?
Well, no. I mean, like acting irrational, but
Why
I don't
would
know.
I'm sorry?
I don't know.
You don't know why you were acting irrational?
No, I just wanted things to get better. I just wanted things to like. I don't know. At this point now, I'm just. What do we do? Is this how we're supposed to live?
How were you planning to make things better by acting irrational? How would that make things better?
It wouldn't.
And so,
But I also feel like if I hadn't known, like I would have been just left without anything.
if you had not looked for it, you would not have known. And if you didn't know, you would not have acted irrational. Knowing it is what drove you into a panic state, and it just made things worse.
Yeah.
If you've been doing this for 9 years, why, and you've been knowing this for 9 years, why have you stayed for 9 years?
I don't know. I was about to nurse. No, I was about to nurse Layla shortly.
Come back to your phone. Oh, you talk to the
Okay.
kids.
Yeah.
Why have you stayed knowing this for 9 years?
For the fear of being alone.
The fear of being alone?
Yeah.
And why are you
And
afraid of being, and what?
he told me pretty much that I'm the little girl who wanted the bunny so bad that I hugged it so tight that it died. And he is that bunny.
Does that make sense?
And everything that's happening now, like,
does that make sense when he told
I'm
you
not
that?
the only one in this marriage, though. Like, how come there isn't any responsibility?
Does that make sense when he told you that? You're like a little girl that have a bunny and you squeeze it so tight that it doesn't, you squeeze the life out of it? Does that make sense? When he told you that, does that make sense?
Yes. But why is it always for what I've done?
Are you
How come
responsible
there's
for
no
your
accountability
Are you
or
responsible for
responsibility
your
on it?
own actions, or is he responsible for your actions?
I'm responsible for my own.
So why you
But it
want to
seems
look?
to always reflect of like what it is that I'm doing
I'm sorry.
and what I've done. It seems as though it's always but what I'm doing and what I've done.
What do you mean by that?
Like it seems as though there's always been more about what I've done and what I'm doing versus like both of us.
What did he do wrong?
He went outside our marriage and lusted and
And
like he has this infatuation and longing and how much he wanted to be with this 19-year-old sexually, emotionally.
how you know all that?
Like he wrote it all down.
And so I don't understand though. What does that have to do with your action? And this is not. You said this is not the first time you've done it, but you stayed and you still looked and you found stuff according to you. What does that have to do with you?
I guess just the part where I actually stay, huh?
This is the part where you actually think.
No, that I actually stay. Even despite everything, I still stay
And why?
because I've figured like, hey, I could forgive, I could move on and move past this, and we'll just continue building.
But that didn't work for 9 years. Why'd you stay and think that way? What's making you think that way? That somehow or another it's going to work?
I guess I just didn't want to give up hope.
What kind of hope? If you didn't want to give up hope, why were you looking for stuff that would only bring you thrills and pain and misery? Why would you look for things that would add to your uh, prevent you from having hope? You hope things would get better, but you kept looking for stuff.
I guess it just doesn't make sense.
And But why were you doing it? If you want to hope that this marriage is gonna last, gonna work for 9 years, and you never stop looking for things, why would you think the marriage would work?
I guess just I didn't realize it. I didn't.
You didn't
I didn't
realize
realize
what?
it's contradicting myself. That's all.
So is he to blame for what you've done?
No,
And are you to blame for what he's done?
he says yes.
He blamed you for
I'm
him.
the.
I'm sorry?
Yep. Yes, he blames me because I never listened, and those women actually listened to him.
Oh, I see. But you're not to blame for what he's done, and he's not to blame for what you're doing. Are you mad at him for what he's done?
Yes,
And what gives you the right to be mad at him for what he's done, but not mad at, are you mad at yourself for what you've done?
I guess my thought process was because I've been always open and honest about everything that
But you haven't been
I,
open and
especially
honest.
when it came to like other people, when it came to like outside of the marriage, like I've never looked for any other man. I've never talked to any other guy. I've always been devoted to him.
But you haven't been that way. Are you mad at yourself for what you've done?
Yes,
And so you haven't been devoted. You have not. You've been looking and creating and bringing on a lot of hell ever since you've been married. Do you think that had you backed off in the very beginning over the last 9 years and just stopped and did and you do the right thing, do you think you would be in this situation today? Had you done the right thing yourself and not worried about him, would you be in a better situation today?
Yeah.
And so, are you mad at yourself for doing wrong? You doing wrong.
Yes.
And do you blame him for you doing wrong?
No.
Do you understand now why he doesn't want to be with you anymore in that way?
Yeah.
So then, what's the problem?
I mean, is that even a marriage though?
What's the problem if you understand that?
Then that's not a marriage.
I'm sorry?
Then that's not a marriage.
Has it ever been a real marriage?
No.
And so, what's the problem there?
So then why are we still here? Why is he still doing it and says that he's committed?
He told you why he was doing it because he have children there, right?
Yeah, but if it's not like we're just roommates, how does that work?
Like a roommate. Are you happy that he told you, you know what, it's over with us, but I'm going to stay here and help raise my children? Are you happy to hear that?
Well, he hasn't really said that. Just, I don't know.
Are you happy to
No,
hear?
because it confuses me. Like,
Okay,
why would I want to live in a so-called marriage when there isn't even a marriage? And it's just like,
can you hold for a moment, for a minute?
yeah.
Hold on. I want to go back to Bianca out of Austin, Texas. Bianca, hello?
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Bianca. And so do you see, so you've been, and I forgot where we left off, but you've been married 9 years and you've never trusted your husband, right? I mean, not right, but have you ever trusted him?
No, not fully.
And so why would he want to stay with a person who had distrusted him the whole 9 years of marriage? Why would he want to stay with you?
He wouldn't.
And so do you blame him for what you've done or you for what you've done?
Myself.
So then why are you mad
But
at
at this point now, like this isn't a way to live.
what is not a way to live?
Like under the same roof and just pretending like we're this big happy family, and yet there's nothing even there.
And why do you, he's been honest with you through the whole marriage in that he's telling you now, I don't want to be married to you in that way. We'll stay together. We'll raise the children together. But I don't feel that way for you. I don't want to be married to you in that way. Is he being honest with you?
Yes, he is.
And what's making you stay? Is he forcing you to stay?
No.
So
But
why are you
I mean,
staying?
well, the children, like
You
I'm
st-
exclusively nursing my 10-month-old.
and so you're
I
staying for the
breastfeed
children,
her.
right?
Yeah.
And he said he's staying for the children. Is that right?
Yeah.
How much more honesty do you need in order for you to be happy?
But is that really happiness? Is just being with someone who's like not even like there? Like it doesn't.
But he is there. He's staying there to help with the children. You were not happy with him the other way. Am I right?
Yeah, we both weren't.
But you were right. I understand that. But you were not happy with him throughout the 9 years when you were all trying to have this marriage thing, right? You were not happy then. Am I right?
Yeah.
So, and you have young children, and so the marriage part is ended. Why can't you be happy now, knowing that the marriage is over, but he's staying to help with the children? Why can't you be happy now?
Because I don't know how that works. Like, to be living with each other and acting as if we're a family, like, unit,
But
when we're not a unit.
you've never been a unit.
I know, but, well, I mean, now,
Where do you need to go? You already have 3 or 4 children. Where would you want to go? Would you want to go find another man or what?
no,
Then
absolutely not.
so why can't you
No,
be
if
content
anything,
now since you were not content during the marriage? Now that you have young children that both of you need to raise, why can't you be content now? Because it's out in the open. He doesn't want you in that way anymore. And you've never believed he wanted you anyway because you've been acting irrational. Why can't you be content now?
I guess because it's kind of like just all or nothing. Like, if you're not here, then just why be here?
I don't understand that.
Like, it just doesn't feel right. Like, when we're supposed to take like a big trip to Costco and act as like we're family, and it's like we're not, though. Does that make sense?
Um, when you were going to Costco and you were mad at him, what's the difference going there mad at him as opposed to going now and not angry?
Well, I mean, I don't like. I mean, before I wasn't angry like this.
But you were unhappy because you thought he was cheating on you.
I guess it's different now because I actually do know.
Right, but you always thought that and you always had attitude. According to you, you've always thought that. And you always gave him attitude. Is that true?
Yes,
And so, why would a man want to stay with a woman that's giving him attitude all the time?
you wouldn't.
And so,
I
why?
just feel it's awkward now, though. Even more so. It's like,
Why would it be awkward?
'cause we're like roommates and not like husband and wife,
You
and
never
we're
been.
taking care.
You never been like that. Did you tell him I understand? I don't blame you for not wanting to be with me in that way. It's just I've always given you attitude. Did you tell him that?
I have. I've tried. Yeah,
Did you tell him that?
I have.
Okay. Here, and your question for me is what?
Like, what do we do now?
You do what you should have done in the beginning. You need to seek first the kingdom of God and his right way. Put nothing or no one before that. And then all will be added unto you. But instead of doing that, you've been putting men before God. And as a result, you've always been suffering because you tried to make them your God and you tried to control them and you never trusted them. And it never worked with other men and this one. So I would recommend that I'm not there, so do what you want. But if this man has agreed, I'm going to stay with you and raise the children, but we don't have a marriage anymore. You should be grateful because your hurt and your anger and your attitude and your control is all in you. That's inside of you, and no matter where you go, unless you overcome this, it's going to always be that way. Even if you went and found another man, you're going to screw that relationship up too. You need to be grateful if you that this man has agreed to stay and help raise the children and you work on yourself spiritually, overcoming the anger, overcoming the thoughts, overcoming the emotions, and become one with the truth. So you could be free in any given situation. This is a perfect
So then we're
opportunity.
just stuck until the children are old enough to be on their own.
So what now?
I said, so we're just stuck with each other until the children are old enough to be on their own.
Where are you coming up with those that from? Where are you getting all that from? From what I said?
Like,
What did I just suggest that you do, but do what you want? I suggested what?
turn to God and focus on Him and work on myself.
And so, where did you come up with? Well, we're supposed to stay together to the children. Why would you? Where did those thoughts come from?
Satan.
So, when will you start worshiping evil? You've been listening to evil all of your life. It destroyed this marriage. It's destroyed other relationship you had. Why do you keep consulting with evil?
Because I didn't think that that it's supposed to be like this.
What's supposed to be like what?
Like being married to someone without having a marriage.
You've never had a marriage. Why you didn't think it was supposed to be like this? It's always been this way. According to you, you've never had a marriage. So what's the difference?
I guess it's just like, well, why still continue to be near each other?
So what?
Why continue to be near each other?
Because you have children. And so because of time, if you don't want to stay, why did you agree? Why don't you just leave? He's not holding you there, right? He's not making you stay, right?
No,
Why don't you just leave then?
because then I wouldn't be able to keep my girls.
You wouldn't be able to what?
Like, our girls would be affected.
In what way?
Like, he can't afford to take care of them on his own.
You don't know
And
that.
well, I mean, he told me. So, I mean, I don't know. That's what he said. And so, really, I mean, I would want the girls with me, especially since I'm exclusively breastfeeding right now.
But
Our youngest.
are you breastfeeding all the girls?
No.
So just take the one you have that you're breastfeeding, and go and while you stand, are you still trying to control him? That's why you stand.
No, I just don't want our girls separated.
Then why don't you relax then and work on you and stay and live your life?
I guess I just I don't know.
Isn't that the way it's supposed to be?
I don't know.
You do
How
know.
can someone do that?
You don't want to do what?
It's not. I didn't think that that's like natural or normal
What's not natural and normal?
to continue being under the same roof with someone who's not even wanting to be with you. Like,
Did you think it was natural or normal to give him attitude all those years? Did you think that was natural or normal?
I don't know how to answer that.
Yes, you do. You giving him attitude all those years, for 9 years. Did you think that was natural and normal?
Oh. No, Jesse.
I'm sorry?
No.
But you were willing to stay and give him attitude for 9 years. Is that right?
Yeah.
So why are you unwilling to stay and work on yourself and and let him do whatever he's doing, work on himself or not, and he helped with the children? Why not? You been why not? Why what's wrong with that? You don't plan to go and get another man, do you?
No.
So what's the problem then? You want to give him more pain. Why don't you stop trying to give him pain and work on you overcoming your pain?
It pains me just being here alone, like just with him without even having anything. Like, I tried. I really did.
No, you didn't. You had bad attitude, giving the man hell for 9 years, according to you. You haven't tried anything. You haven't had any peace at all. According to you, giving this man 9 years of hell. What? How you tried? What do you mean?
And what about everything that he's done, Jesse, too?
What that have
Like,
to
it
do?
wasn't just me.
What that have to do with you, though?
Because it wasn't just me.
He has his stuff, and you have your stuff. What does your stuff have to do with him?
Like, I literally stayed at home for 8 years as a wife and a homemaker. And, like,
but while being home as a wife and a homemaker, you had a bad attitude.
Because the way he treated me.
That's not why. That's not why you had a bad attitude. It wasn't because of the way he treated you.
I guess it's difficult for me to see that it's just only solely me.
All that you have done is only solely you. And all that he's done is only solely on him. He is not responsible. You were screwed up when he met you. You were already that way. And the reason you have not overcome because you keep blaming him or somebody else for the way you are, and instead of looking at yourself and overcoming, you're still blaming. How are you going to be free if you don't stop blaming him or anyone for the way that you are and the way you've been acting and all that? How will you be free if you blame him or anyone else? How will you become free?
I guess not. And it just sucks because it feels like as if I'm the only one to blame here.
Who is to blame for you?
Me.
So you're
for everything that he's done, he's also blaming me. So
who is to blame? Who is to blame for what you have done?
Me.
So why don't you take your eyes off of him and overcome you?
That's all I can do now.
Why don't you take your eyes off of him, which you've never done? You've been blaming every man you've been with, you blame them. When will you take your eyes off of them and see what you are doing to yourself and others? You are hell-bent on blaming him for what you have done rather than blaming yourself and overcoming it. Have you noticed that? Do you see that?
Yeah, but yes, he also blames me for what he's done, though.
What does that have to do with you?
the fact that he's saying that it's my fault of
But,
what he's done.
and you're saying that it's his fault for what you've done. What's the difference? Let me just say this because of time. I recommend do what you want. I'm not there. That you take this time in your life and start overcoming the evil in your heart and seek first what is right. And right will guide you. All of your issues and all of your problems are in you and with you. And unless you overcome that, you're going to continue and screw up the girls and your son and everybody else because you are not overcoming the hell within you. Your problems are inside of you, and you need to work on you. I recommend you do that. Take your eyes off of your husband and off anybody else and work on you. Overcome your hell so you could be free. And in any situation, you'll be fine. If you were free within, you would be, oh, okay, husband, that sounds good. I'm glad you're going to stay. We'll raise the children. But something is missing in you, and you're trying to control him to get what you think going to make you feel better. And even if he did exactly what you wanted him to do, you still would be miserable. You would not be happy because it's in you. You have not overcome your anger. You live in your imagination. You're very emotional, and you blame others. So you play the victimhood. And a person that plays victimhood is a dangerous person. You are your own problem, not him. Have you gone and forgiven your parents?
Yeah.
Are you doing the silent prayer morning and night?
No.
Suffer and die. I recommend you do the silent prayer, take your eyes off this man, and now finally work on you, overcoming your hell. Otherwise, you're going to destroy the children with that same hell you destroyed your husband with. Let me know how it goes.
All right.
Bye.